Hello everyone, this is JT1 Barton, and in this video I want to talk about AI gunners. This is something that's been an issue in the Great Battle series for a long time. I haven't really said anything about it in a video until just now, and that's because I think I found out why the gunners are so good, or at least a certain condition in which their OP-ness is triggered, and it's going from one gunner's position to another. So here in my attack, I'm in the lower gunner's field of view. As I make my attack and transition to my outbound, I'm in the upper gunner's field of view, and he almost immediately wipes me out. I'm just 100% accuracy nearly, and I'm immediately dead. I understand this was close range, but this is suddenly coming into view and going across his line of fire. So that would have been extremely hard for anybody to make, even knowing that that was going to happen, let alone with that kind of accuracy. And we'll take a look a little bit later on exactly how that happened. But this guy here, he also suffers the same fate. Now he actually latches on to the 6 of this bomber, which is something you don't do, but the gunner isn't accurate until he transitions back into the upper gunner's field of view from the lower gunner's field of view. And it actually happens that when he transitioned from the upper gunner's field of view to the lower gunner's field of view, the lower gunner pounded him, and then when he transitioned back into the upper field of view, or the upper gunner's field of view, the upper gunner is what really murdered him. Now, fortunately for me, after this attack, this pilot got a little bit slow and ended up binning his plane because he didn't have enough speed to control it, and I did get credit for this kill. But let's go back and look at the slow-mo on my attack from a different angle. Low 5 attack, my only real complaint about my attack was that it was a bit straight on my approach, but I get good hits into the wing, and as soon as I transition from the lower gunner to the upper gunner, he just lights me up. 100% accuracy. Immediately ablaze. Suddenly come into view and immediately 100% accurate on a very high speed crossing shot. Now, that seemed a little suspicious to me, and when I went back and reviewed the next guy's attack, that's when I really realized what was going on here. So here's the attack from the second guy, and you can see his attack comes from inside the turning arc, right at about the 6th position, but high on the bomber, and he gets a couple of good hits, and he transitions from the upper gunner's field of view to the lower gunner's field of view, but the gunner doesn't shoot at him, so you have 0% accuracy if you don't take the shot. However, this guy makes the mistake of saddling up on this PE-26, which is something you don't do, but even that really doesn't get him into trouble at first. He doesn't get into trouble until he gets really close and he starts transitioning from the upper gunner's field of view to the lower gunner's field of view, and then back into the upper gunner's field of view. And as soon as he transitions from one to the other, that gunner then has immediate 100% accuracy. Here, he's going to transition from the upper gunner to the lower gunner. The lower gunner gets a couple hits on him, and then as soon as he transitions back into the upper gunner just lights him up, just like it did to me. So, we'll look at this from another angle following his plane, and you'll be able to see this quite a bit more clearly. So this is his final attack following him as he's coming in from the high 6 position, which is about the worst place you could attack a bomber from. But even this isn't that bad because obviously the gunner's shooting all around him, can't hit the broadside of a barn except for when he starts to get closer. Now watch the muzzle flash. I'm not sure if you'll really be able to see it, but as soon as he transitions into the lower field of view, then that gunner's going to start shooting and get almost 100% accuracy. And you'll see it right here. Boom, hits, and then as he's transitioning back out, the lower gunner shoots again, hits, and then the upper gunner starts and hits. And this is even worse than my angle because he was straight up. I'm sure lag had a part to do with it, but that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Gunners should be able to shoot down planes. Gunners should be able to get hits, but that's just absurd. And it seems to be when you transition from one gunner's field of view to another's. So I'll ask anyone who's done any testing if this bears true with their testing, if I'm on the right track here, or if they have evidence that this is just wrong. But I would right now recommend that if you're going to attack a bomber, you stay within one gunner's field of view. So if you're going to attack from the lower gunner's field of view, you stay within the lower gunner's field of view. If you're going to attack from the upper gunner's field of view, stay within the upper gunner's field of view. Do not transition between gunners, especially at close range.